Welcome back, everybody, to Final Fantasy Stormblood. We're going to be continuing the post-main story questline here. A little bit of a recap before we continue. So back in Alamigo, a lot of shit went down. Basically, Lise was going to hold a council for the future of Alamigo, and she brought together elders from different villages throughout Alamigo, as well as resistance leaders from different pockets of the resistance, and members of both the Kakiran tribe and the Vera tribe of Ananta. But then who shows up but the Kalyana Ananta? So the Kalyana tribe Ananta, the ones who had summoned Lakshmi, the primal that we had encountered along the main story quest line, and they want to be part of this council. Now, Lise, who says that all that live in Giravania should be included in this council, she doesn't want to deny them. We're all just like, oh, this is fucking dangerous. So Lise basically confiscates any crystals that they may have on their persons, and basically it's just like, all right, you can attend as long as, you know, we have this guarantee that you don't have any crystals. You can keep your weapons and everything, just like you can't, there's no summoning going on here. But we're tasked with watching over the meeting just in cases as well. And everything's going well until it is not going well. The Kalyana person goes up to speak. And she's just like, everybody bow to our primal, and summons the primal because apparently some of the tempered non-Ananta that she had snuck into the guard and managed to sneak in crystals into the palace room where they were having this meeting, and they summoned the fucking primal right there with all the leaders and all of our Scion buddies there, and we're just like, oh fucking shit. So me and Arnvald, who also has the Echo, are just like trying to hold off the primal while also defending our allies from becoming tempered, because some of their backups started rushing in that were preventing our allies from retreating. So me and Arnvald are just like, oh fucking shit. Meanwhile, Robon says to Lise, he's like, holy shit, Lise, they're not going to be able to fight the primal and defend us from temper, and we got to fucking do something. Lisa's just like, I've got a plan, and so she goes friggin' out of there. So me and Arnvald are fighting this desperate battle. I'm just like, Lise, now might be a good time. We're getting overwhelmed by these orbs that we have to hold back from tempering our fucking friends. And who does Lise come back with? Lise comes back with Fordola, the frickin' legend. Lise is thinks to bring Fordola. Thank God, because Fordola is blessed with the sort of false echo as a resonant, sort of like a false echo that's sort of gifted to her by Garlean technology through very cruel methods. We find out like you have to like suck the ether dry from like many people to imbue someone with this power. But, you know, Fordola has sort of been suffering from it because she can't control her visions right now. The visions that she's getting of people's pasts. And she keeps on getting visions of all the terrible things she's done to the people, like to any guard that's watching her gate. So anything that the skulls have done to the people, she keeps getting visions of this from these people. So she's sort of suffering her own in her own sort of like thing of justice. But she comes to our aid against the primal. Fordola is a fucking legend. We're now battle sisters, and I love her. My opinion of Fordola has complete 180 because we now fought together on the same side of the battlefield, and she doesn't seem like she's completely unwilling to listen now to our side. She even had a moment with one of the elders, the elder of Alagana, where he's just like, I can't forgive you, but I will thank you for this. We also got an echo vision ourselves of Lise going to get Fordola, where basically Lise tossed a sword at her feet and is just like, all right, it's your choice. Come help us fight, or, you know, you can do what Xenos did and take your life. You know, like the choice is yours, and Fordola decided to fight with us, and I appreciate it because I don't think we'd have been saved everybody without her. Raubon and Lise also join us in that primal fight when they bring back Fordola. ill-advised, but they do that and they don't become tempered. Thumbs up. But the Kaliana leader was killed. And apparently we learn later that the empty husk that was the daughter, which is basically the reanimated form with no soul, she's currently leading, quote-unquote, the Ananta. Or the Kaliana Ananta. So yeah, that was the status on that. We also got some cool stuff with so a little bit of some development with Nanamo Ulnamo and Rauban. Rauban said that he has sworn his blade to Nanamo Ulnamo. So even though Alamigo is free, he was going to return to Ul'dah and stay as her blade. But Nanamo Ulnamo saw that that Rauban, she saw that he didn't really want to do this. And so we sort of went on a little mini side quest with her, where she like figures out on her own how to help the Alamigan refugees that are seeking to return to Alamigo, help at Alamigo, but also benefit Ul'dah instead of just pure charity, which she was initially just going to give pure charity, but then they convinced her to also benefit Ul'dah, and sort of like she grows as a leader because of this. She with the support of Lolorito of all people, or at least the use of Lolorito. She says that she's going to learn how to use the syndicate. They invest in the Saltery on the shore of Alamigo, or in the locks area, basically like where they harvest salt and stuff like that. So they invest in that to bring trade and stuff to Girabania, while also benefiting Ul'dah. After having done this like cute side quest with Nanamo, helping her out, she has a moment with Rauban where she's just like, you're relieved of your duties, go where your heart is, because I know your heart is here in Alamigo. And so Rauban's just like, all right. And he's now joined up with the people that are trying to look to rebuild Alamigo, and he's basically going to be the head of their army now. So it's a bit of a sad moment as well. This sort of like, they're still alive. They can still visit each other, but they're no longer going to be like, Rauban is no longer her only friend on the syndicate. However, Pippin Terrapin, Rauban's adopted son, will be taking over his leadership, and he's now the new leader of the Immortal Flames in place of Rauban. So that's how that stands. After that was all done, we got word from Doma, from Totaro, saying like, oh shit's going down, so we come out here. Turns out we're getting rumors that Gosetsu is alive, but also that Yotsu is alive as well, and that the Garleans know that Yotsu is alive and are looking to get her back. Because she knows secrets or something like that. So Yugiri's there in Kugane. We find out information of where they are. We go out to go find them. Gosetsu and apparently Yotsuyu, but all that we're hearing about Yotsuyu and how she behaved doesn't sound like Yotsuyu at all. Eventually we go out to the Confederacy camp where the Garleans are actually attacking the Confederacy because Yotsuyu is there. We defend the Confederacy camp. We meet up with Gosetsu and Yotsuyu, ? And we learn that Yotsuyu is indeed Yotsuyu, but has lost all of her memory. So when Gosetsu and her apparently got washed out down the one river and out into the ocean, where they just barely managed to survive and ended up on a little deserted island, she lost all her memory during that, and so she's kind of like a wee babe out in this world, and she's sort of like, I don't know, imprinted onto Gosetsu like a little duckling, and Gosetsu has taken to calling her Suyu, probably to avoid the association with the name Yotsuyu for him. And I think he's sort of taken a shine to her. And she's kind of like, she doesn't have her memory, and everybody's sort of like treating her like she's a villain, which is indeed the case. She could regain her memory at any moment, but also like right now, like she doesn't have her all memory, so it seems a bit unfair. But that's what we stand in the Yotsuyu situation. Yotsuyu and Gosetsu. Then an airship appears and sends out a smoke signal. That's an old Doman smoke signal that means, hey, we want to talk. And then this guy appears. this guy, Asahi, who's apparently part of a Garlean faction that is looking to improve the situation in the provinces, so he says, and has come here to parlay peace between Doma and Garlemald, he says. So yeah, so this is where we currently stand in the main story, so let's go. Asahi? Such scenes of devastation greeted us on our journey here, the bitter wages of war. And you, Maxima, named guard, as opposed to not other guard who is not named? I have read much about the architecture and geology of Doma. Words do not do it justice. It's good architecture. Alright, Hiem. Upon disembarking, we will proceed directly to my hall, where we may enjoy some privacy. Alright. Yeah, Hien decided to just meet with them straight up face to face. Because Hien's just like that. He just rolls with it. Alright, Yugiri? Lord Hien and I will accompany the imperial delegation on the first ferry. When you are ready, speak with the boatman and join us on the other side. Boats too small, Kelvin. You go on the second ferry. Alright. Oh, jeez. Alright, send us to the Enclave. Anyway, this guy Asahi, though, he's giving me the bad vibes. The bad vibes, so... We don't know how truthful his bid for peace here is. Like, the Garleans probably have, you know, like, some other motive. He says he speaks with the authority of the Emperor Varus, that he's supported by Emperor Varus, but... Oh, also Ethernet shard? I don't think I would tune to these. I don't think they had an Aetherite up and running when we were last here. I'm gonna go out. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's Suranuki. This is the blacksmith guy that used to be at the village that we sort of inspired to take up fight again. All this talk of reconstruction. Talk. But if there ever becomes more, our workshops too must be rebuilt. Any fool must see this. No flying. So it looks like everything's starting to be rebuilt here. This is a nice area. Like all the trees over here. There's like a little like pond out this way, kind of barren out by this pond. Definitely could eventually be a pretty garden now. Cool. Alright, there's also this this quest here, Precious Reclamation. I'm not sure what this will lead to. Also, Alphino, Alice, Hakuro! Also, I was looking over, I was editing part of the side quest here in Doma, and I realized that the Lupin from Namai, the one that was like very cowardly and who wasn't really good at fighting, he spoke of his older brother. Eventually he finds his way. But he spoke of his older brother, and his older brother, who apparently got taken by the conscripted by the Garlean Empire, but who's very good at fighting. That's Hakuro. So that's Lupin. That Lupin's older brother. Hakuro, my friends, good to see you. Thanks to Master Alphino and Mistress Aladize's assurances, the people are reacting calmly to Imperial presence.
As calmly as possible,
Alphino? So it is to be a peace negotiation. I'm curious to see what the ambassador brings to the discussion table. Peace negotiation, maybe. We'll see. The residents took the news of the imperial delegation well enough. It should be business as usual. Hopefully. Hien Khan Guardsman. You stand before Hien Khan, resident of Lord Hien. Cool. Also the Enclave Domans. I don't know what precious reclamation is. Let's just donation basket. We'll come back to this later. I usually do, before I get to the next expansion, I'll do a big cleanup of all the side content, but let's continue with the main quest line here. Are you Geary? Lord Hien has requested that Master Alphino and Mistress Alice also be present at the negotiation. That's good. That's good. Alphino will definitely be a help. And Alice will be there with me. Alright, Hien. There you are, Kelvin. So first things first, what do you think of the Enclave? Ah yeah, you've definitely spruced things up here. Got some aetherites, I see. I must say I'm quite proud of what my countrymen have accomplished in the time. We even now have an aetherite now, courtesy of the Onishishu. I don't remember who the Onishishu are. Be sure and attune to it, would you? Once it has the Warrior of Light seal of approval, people might actually start using the thing. Warrior of Light approved. But on the matter at hand, the ambassador and his retinue are at my hall, taking their ease ahead of the negotiations. I want you there when the talking starts. It will serve to send a message to the Empire that Eorzea and Doma stand united. I'm not normally one for hollow posturing, but in this game of nations, such gestures carry weight. Indeed. Oh, and should you feel uneasy about speaking for the Scions, Alphino and Alice will also be there. Yeah, we're sort of like a collective now. We don't really have a leader. So... yeah, I couldn't speak for all the Scions. You need only eat, drink, and look imposing. Also, don't worry about, your silent protagonistness. I know it's a problem. There will be other people that will be able to talk for you there. You just need to look fierce. You need only eat, drink, and look imposing. Say he'll come. Oh, very well. No, I'll be there. I worry. Leave it to me. I knew I could count on you. When you're ready, come and join me at my humble abode, the Hien Khan. The guardsmen will see you in. Okay, will do. I think I missed... did I miss an aetherite? Okay, yeah, there's an aetherite to the north. I missed an aetherite. I was just like, I think we're missing one. Mitsuba? Hello. The surest way to hasten our progress is to improve our fare. Feed a man the same bland gruel weeks on end and see what you get. I see the 10,000 stalls. Are they building like a eatery or something there? Huka. Progress and pleasure go hand in hand, which is to say, for all we have accomplished in improving the lot of our people, we must never forget to enjoy the benefits for ourselves. Heck yeah. And no, this is not simply an excuse to justify my love of Triple Triad. It is one of the many excuses, I will have you know. I've got many excuses on hand. You just let me know, I'll keep spouting excuses. Alright, the one garden. I wonder if we'll come back to this place and it'll develop over time, or maybe it's part of that quest line. Taoyaku. After clearing the way of rubble, I asked the builders to join the little islands with bridges. Ideally, I would like to make more extensive changes, but it seems the other projects must take priority. It's good shit so far, dude. Good shit. Good bones. Like, I think... oh, wait, never mind. No, I'm not sure what this is. I think that quest has to be, like, helping the Enclave, right? Alright, we've tuned ourselves to all the aetherites. And there's the Domans over here. Just like fields. Formidable farmer. It took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but we were finally cleared away all the rubble. I wonder if the Shazenkai would let us use this as farmland. I don't know who the Shazenkai are. Alright, cool. Let's go back over to Hien's place then. And see this negotiation through. Put on our best I'm a healer, but imposing stature. I'm a healer, but I'll kick your ass. Alright, here we go. Wait, hold on. Let's see if Alphino has anything to say. Nope, alright, let's go. Lord Hien is expecting you? May I show you in? Alright, let's go. See what the Imperials have to say, God help us. Also, fancy place you have here, Hien. Look at the friggin' screen there, full screen. We're all sitting like this, no chairs. Serious face, look at how imposing I am. Also, we have Hakuro, Yugiri, and I don't know who that guy is, as, I don't know, retainers?
On behalf of my delegation, I offer you my humblest thanks. Never did I imagine that I would meet the gallant and noble Lord of Dorma himself, nor be welcomed into his magnificent hall.
Okay, the guy's starting with flattery.
You'll forgive me if we forgo the pleasantries. You say you are come to negotiate peace.
Yep. That's what he says.
Unless I am mistaken, such negotiations are typically conducted between sovereign nations. I was not aware that the Emperor had recognized Doma's sovereignty.
Yeah, unless he's like, yeah, does he recognize Doma as being a free nation? Or is this more like, are they calling ceasefire? Tell us.
His radiance has yet to do so, that much is true. Know, however, that he has expressed willingness to cede Doma to her ancestral masters and treat with her as a friend.
Like I said, though, who are we to be like, hey, ceasefire? Sure, why not? Like, maybe they'll plan not ceasefire behind our backs, but, you know. They want to stop the violence, who are we to say no? Maybe not friend, this might be too much. Looking very imposing.
Since the days of Emperor Solus, the Empire has aggressively expanded its territory.
Emperor Solus being the first emperor of the Garleans.
While you may not agree with our founding father's policy of expansion, I believe there is room for discussion on the matter of his lifelong goal, to rid the world of icons.
Yeah, also I forgot to mention that this guy Asahi, he's the stepbrother of Yotsuyu. When we saw like a vision of Yotsuyu's past through this other guy during the main story quest line, we saw that he was basically to have an imperial education, and so this is apparently where that led him. I believe there's room for discussion in the matter of his lifelong goal to rid the world of icons. I mean, I've said this before, but we're in agreement in that icons cannot be suffered to live. because they drain the land of ether, but our methods of how to ensure that icons do not be summoned differ greatly. Yours is genocide, and ours is peacemaking with the people that try to summon them. Or at least that's the attempt. So if they're going to come at us with something like, just ban all faith in your entire thing and let us and agree to letting us slaughter everybody, then no. But we'll see where this is going.
Icons are a blight upon this star. They cannot be suffered to exist. This you know as well as we.
Yeah.
In his wisdom, Emperor Varus wishes to explore the possibility of an alliance to combat this common threat.
Okay. Like, how though? Because if it's offering resonant, if you're still doing that fucking nonsense, that is way too much life lost to create a resonant. Otherwise, like what, with machinery perhaps? Because you can't just send your people in or else they'll be tempered. And then also, like, only to fight the icons or to fight the people that summoned them as a distinction. Because, God, they'll be like, oh, we'll help you with the slaying the primals. Kills everyone, you know, like...
On the condition that Dorma renounces summoning and pledges to police the Korgians' practice of it, his radiance would extend the hand of friendship.
Okay, like, Doma doesn't rule the Kojin, though. And there wasn't really a summoning. Well, there was some weird summoning that happened, but, like, that was the Kojin of the Red. It was weird. I don't know if we would call that primal. Maybe. Who knows? It was something.
Doma has never shown any appetite for summoning, and it should go without saying that we will address any threat to our people, icon or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
With regard to the Korjin, I must stress that they only resorted to summoning under extreme provocation. When the Ruby Sea was at peace and their sacred relics safe, they looked not to their kami for protection.
Also, Doma does not rule the Kojin and therefore has no say about how the Kojin act. So we can't just be like, oh yeah, we'll totally police the Kojin. Or they're saying, like, even though they don't rule them, they go police them anyway.
Yet even now, there are certain parties who would destabilize the region with ill-conceived military forays. Unless they alter their course, we cannot hope to be rid of icons.
Some parties, aka Garleans, for example, the attack on the Confederacy, mayhaps. Is he calling them out? Tien has the right of it. You know, like Garleans' answer is usually genocide, except for the case of Gaius, whose answer was not genocide, but forcefully ruling the individuals through a dictatorship, because he was thinking, oh, they summon primals because they look to a higher power. They're in need of a strong ruler, but that's not really the case. You know, it's a matter of conflict between peoples and creeds. You don't just come in and lead them without their, you know, like, you don't just take over them and lead them and expect that that's not going to happen anymore. And then, you know, genocide is one thing, but, like, you know, you can kill everyone except for the Garleans who don't have magic, and therefore I don't know if they would be able to summon because they don't have magic. Not sure exactly how that would work. Who's to say? Haven't seen a Garlean try. but like, you know, then everybody's just dead. You know, like I don't think, you know, like, and as long as some people aren't dead, there'll still be summonings, and this is what Hien is saying. You know, as long as, you know, there are people, you know, that still live, you know, like they'll continue to try to summon. So unless we vie for peace, that's the only true way to stop the icons from existing, is through peace and not through conflict.
Quite. I can but apologize.
Sure. We don't know what this guy's relationship was to the Doman force that, or sorry, the Imperial force that led this foray to chase after Yotsuyu. So sure, we'll give this guy the benefit of the doubt of maybe he had no control over that. Who knows?
In seeking to eliminate icons, the Empire creates them. 'Tis an irony among ironies, one with which the people of Eorzea are well acquainted, I am told.
Ah, yeah, that's fair enough. You know, that's the plot of the Asians. You know, they seek to create, you know, like the Warriors of Darkness. You know, like they would intentionally feed into the summoning of primals, only to slay them immediately to sort of to spur the tribes into summoning even more and more powerful icons to create chaos. Which is sort of what we were doing as well, but we also try to extend the hand of peace when we can. Yeah, it's a bit of a shit situation. But at the same time, we are defending our home territory, and we're doing it well, mind you. Like, once again, the icons, until an icon remains unslain, the Empire has no reason to extend its hand into enemy territory for the purpose of slaying icons. You know, as long as we're dealing with our own problem and it's not affecting the Empire, like, yeah, they're just like, oh, eventually they'll drain all the land of ether, but that's eventually. You know, we're dealing with the problem here. We're trying our best to solve it, and until it starts affecting you, or until we let a primal go on for too long, it's none of your fucking business. Because we're doing just fine slaying the primals by ourselves, without them doing lasting damage that would extend to your territory, so fuck off.
Indeed. Many summonings are the result of persecution, the weak being driven to call upon the divine for deliverance from the strong. So it was in Alamigo, the bitter fruit of Garlean oppression.
Alphino's turning it back on the Empire. But you know, like, it was also the case in Limsa Laminza with Merlib. So let's not think ourselves completely above fault here.
A tragic state of affairs. If we are to put an end to summoning once and for all, it shall not be through might, but harmony. Yet we continue to repeat our mistakes, oblivious to the lessons of history.
This guy, he is really playing to the crowd.
My comrades and I would change all that. We, populares, have campaigned long and hard for a shift in imperial policy. And at last, the Emperor has seen fit to lend us an ear.
So yeah, his faction in the Imperials is this populares who have apparently been vying for a change in the way that the provinces have been treated, and then maybe apparently also this for policy change, or at least so they claim. Which is grand if it's true. This guy gives me the bad vibes. This all seems so performative. He comes across as so false.
Alas, there is a faction within Garlemald that would obstruct our every attempt at reform. A collection of pure-blooded Garleans who seek to consolidate their own supremacy. The Optimates.
The optimates. Okay. So he says, by the way, I don't trust a word out of this guy's mouth.
Lest you wonder, theirs was the hand that loosed our forces on the Confederacy. 'Twas a regrettable incident, one that flies in the face of everything we believe, and I swear to do all in my power to prevent a reoccurrence.
Cool. Thank you. Do that. Like, I understand, like, Garleans is a big-ass empire with, like, convoluted hierarchy. So I wouldn't expect, like, you know, the actions of one imperial to necessarily be, you know, of any relation to the power of, like, or the say of another imperial, so, fair enough.
That would be most welcome. But if I may speak plain, if the Empire itself is not of one mind, how can we be certain that any peace we negotiate will be honored?
Ian has the right of it.
I cannot blame you for doubting us. Indeed, I should find it strange if you did not. And so, in the name of building trust, I would like to make a proposal. A prisoner exchange.
Oh, you have a prisoner? He's gonna ask for Yotsu. You have a prisoner? Of ours? And also, how many Imperials do we have? Do we have imprisoned? Because a prisoner exchange is a good idea, but currently Yotsu is in a delicate situation. You know, but she could regain her memories at any point in time. So honestly, part of me wants to say, not our problem. But the other part of me is just like, but, you know, like, what if she doesn't regain her memories? And this would be basically her second chance. But, you know, like, we say it's her second chance, but she made her choices. You know, she made her choices. Not a problem. Sends her away. I don't know if Ghost says
Under Garlean rule, no few Domans were conscripted into the Imperial army. We would repatriate them in return for those of ours you captured in the recent conflict.
It's a good deal. The Yotsu situation wasn't so messy.
Naturally, any exchange would include the acting viceroy.
I figured as much.
Yotsu? What makes you think we have her?
Good job, Ian.
Forgive me, my lord. Was it not your wish to speak plain? Let us not play games. I desire only to work to our mutual benefit.
Nice try, Ian. He knows. Or maybe he's
the
like playing, he knows.
Optimates tried and failed to take my sister by force. I would succeed by peaceable means, thereby strengthening my party's hand. 'Twould be a lie to say I would not also be glad of my sister's safe return.
From what I have seen, which to be fair, was very little. But from what I have seen, your family treated Yotsu like shit. And I've yet to see conclusive proof that you were not included in that.
A fellow plain speaker. How refreshing.
A fellow plain speaker.
Very well. Your proposal has merit, but I will need time to consider it.
Good job, Hien. Leadership. You're doing great.
Of course, my lord. May we remain in Dorma until you have come to a decision?
This guy.
You shall be our honored guests.
Good job, Ian. You're doing great.
Yugiri, I leave the ambassador and his retinue in your care. See that they are well looked after.
You have our gratitude, Lord Hien. We shall look forward to your answer.
Bad vibes. All right, well, that was that, wasn't that, guys? I mean, the words that he spoke were not bad words, but the way he spoke them sounded so insincere. All right, Alphino, you seem to be in thought. The fact that there are two opposing factions at work in Garleans complicates matters. Even assuming Asaki and his associates can be trusted, what of the others? Yeah, I don't think we can negotiate peace with Asahi, but if we saw the prisoners, like if he brought them forward, we could do a prisoner exchange. But I don't trust Garleans. You know, like maybe they want Yotsuyu back and this is one of their ways. They tried through force and now they're going to try this way, but like always be wary of a dagger in the dark. We don't know their goals. They would only do something that benefits them. Alice, the Empire should send Yotsuyu stepbrother of all people. I wonder how he feels, a son of Doma, returning home to speak with to speak for the oppressors of his. I wonder how he feels, a son of Doma, returning home to speak for the oppressors his countrymen drove out. I mean, he's probably like, you know, for Dola or Yotsuyu, in that he doesn't consider himself to be, you know, he considers himself not to be of Doma. Like, yeah, he was born here, but maybe he feels he has no loyalty here. You know? Like, when he said he went to go have imperial education, that place is filled with propaganda. Probably got fed lies. Hakuro? Whatever Lord Hien's decision should be, I shall abide by it. Yet, I would be glad to welcome my lost brothers back to Doma. If that is indeed the verity of the situation. Hien? Good job, Hien! Well, that was unexpected. You can say that again. I still don't know quite what to make of it all, but on the surface, a prison exchange does seem a good way to begin. The question is, can they be trusted? Absolutely fucking not. But maybe we see where this goes. They had not to gain by divulging the details of their internal divisions. Assuming it's true and they're not feeding us lies. They could be feeding us this information and it could be completely false, and the reason that they're feeding it to us is to give us a false conception. As it stands, we have no reason to doubt them. But the ambassador mention of Yotsuyu left me ill at ease. It made his grand talk of peace seem uncannily like a lengthy preamble. Yeah, it did seem that was maybe one of his goals. Also, he's a complete liar. I saw like half a vision of the past. No, it didn't involve him particularly, but I don't think he cares an frickin' ilm for his sister. His stepsister. I could be wrong though. We didn't really see him specifically treating her poorly. You think this might all be a ruse to facilitate her retrieval? Perhaps. But I cannot fathom why they would go to such lengths. Yotsuyu may have been the acting viceroy, but she's not Garlean, nor even highborn. Her value must presumably lie in what she knows. Yeah, I was wondering at the beginning too why they would go to such lengths. And she's got to know some big secret, but she's not currently a threat if she doesn't have her memory right. I mean, I don't think we could just convince them of the situation and be like, hey, she doesn't know anything, so therefore she's not a threat, so keep her with us. Because they'd be like, she's lying. Or they'd be like, what if she gets her memory back, you know? Which brings us to the little matter of her memory loss. In her present condition, she would not yield any worthwhile intelligence, nor is she worth much as a bargaining piece. And we can say maybe she gets her memory back. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. She's worth enough. We don't have to let them know that she doesn't have her memories back. But also, it would be like, it's kind of unfortunate because, yeah, she could get her memory back at any time, but right now, as she is, she, you know, sad to see, you know, she doesn't have her memories. No, it's like almost like she's a different person. So like, you know, if we gave her up to the Empire and she was just like, no, why are you doing this? You know, it's like, it's kind of like, it's not good. It's not a good feeling. You know, until she gains her memories back, we can but treat her fairly. Like, cautiously, obviously, because she could gain her memories back at any time. Like, she should be watched, always. But, like, she doesn't deserve to be treated unfairly, and I'm not sure Garleans would do that. Alphino, you are well acquainted with the Empire's methods. I wouldn't call him, like, an Empire expert. I mean, we've encountered Garleans a lot before, but I wouldn't call him an Empire expert. Like, not that much. I would have your thoughts on this matter. My knowledge is at your disposal, Lord Hien. While the ambassador's proposal is appealing in principle, it would be remiss of us not to give it due scrutiny. Indeed. They always got something up their fucking sleeves. Indeed. Though it seems to me I have little choice but to accept regardless. Yeah, you wouldn't want to say no when they offer... I mean, it's like, say it's a good deal, you want our people back. With so many of our brothers and sisters languishing in imperial camps, I cannot well turn my back on a chance to secure their repatriation. Only the kami know when I will be afforded another. He's not wrong. But ere we continue, shall we excuse these two? I fear what follows will bore them to tears. Oh, who? Me and Alice? No, I'm listening. I'm okay. I can do this part too. I'm not just, you know, action, fight, you know? I can do this. Shakes head, I'm sick. I was just about to show myself out as it happens. Come on, Kelwyn, let's leave Alphino to dispense his copious knowledge. Are you sure, Alphino? Do you want me to stay? I can stay if you want to. I mean, I can also go keep Alice company. I'm okay either way. The sounds of the doors opening and closing. Someone is still sore from being made to watch at Sakazuki. Yeah, that was kind of unfair of you, Alphino. Like, you gotta let her, you know, like, yeah, she got injured last time, but she ain't gonna be held back. She's not still injured. Go on and keep Alice company. We are safe enough for now. Okay, if you're sure. Smile and nod. Alright, Hien, anything else to say? You've more than earned a rest, my friend. Leave the interminable bits to us. Okay, Alphino, be safe in here. There's Imperials about. Worry not, Kelwyn. We shall take care of the rest. Go and keep Alice company. Okay, Alice. Oh, Hakuro, anything else to say? Nope, alright. Same thing. And other guy, unnamed guy, salute. Alright, Alice. A chance to relax at last. I know when I'm out of my depth, Kelwyn. Yeah. You're out of your depth when in the diplomatic situation? Yeah. I don't like those situations either. But I was told all I needed to do was look imposing, and so we put on our best angry face. We put on our best angry face. Luckily, Alphino and Hien were there. Hien did a great job. Though no weapons are drawn, a negotiation is no less a battle, and the stakes can be every bit as high. One misplaced word and people could die. It takes someone with a cool head, and I'll be the first to admit that's not me. Yeah, fair enough, Alice. We all have our own strengths. Yeah, this wouldn't be quite us, me as well. I mean, we can do it. We can have a cool, calm negotiation. But there's sometimes where it's just like, all right, cut the crap. Let's talk here. So we're left with the eternal question. What do we do while they prattle on? Oh, there's probably lots to do here. Alright, we'll take this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, a little preview shot here with him drawing a blade. Okay, his forgotten home. Oh, we got a free company invite. We'll decline. I know it says there's like perks to being in a free company, but so I don't know if it would benefit me to join one, but I don't know. I'm like, when I get to end game, I'll figure out if I want to join a guild or not. Alice is pondering how to best make use of your reprieve from the tedium of negotiations. All right. For want of a better suggestion, what say you to a brief tour of the newly liberated Doma? I'd be interested to hear about how the people are faring in their own words. It's not as if we'll be missed here. Or will we? Oh, somebody approaching. Oh, it's, fuck. It's Assassin. Okay, hello. Hello, sir, guy. What up? What brings you out of your resting place? Kelwyn, a moment if you would. Okay. You Giri and Asahi, was it? You have some business with Kelwyn? This guy's voice. Business? No. Pleasure, my lady. I merely wish to exchange a few words with the famed slayer of gods and champion of Eorzea. 'Tis truly an honor. Okay. Hi. Such heartfelt admiration. Okay. Sure, I felt the heartfeltness of that admiration. No, I didn't. One could almost forget that you're an envoy of the Empire. Okay, maybe it's just the way that I read his lines, or the way that he speaks in general, but he sounds like a snake. Oh, is that so strange? We may well have stood on opposing sides in the past, but I see no contradiction in lauding the woman who would do battle with our common enemy. Yes, fair enough. At least you forget, this is my homeland. It would be remiss of me not to at least thank her for containing the threat posed by the Kojin's vile icon. That was in a unique situation. I don't think summonings usually occur here in Doma. That was a bit of a weird situation. Still not sure about that one. Like, the people, they were just like, oh yes, the ether stored in the objects, and then the worship of the Kojin over time, but he just sort of like spawned. I don't know if there was any like prayer or intentional thought to the matter. Who knows? Now, if I may continue, as we speak, Lord Hien deliberates over my proposal, and I would take this time to see the land I once called home. Oh. You want to join us on the tour of liberated Doma? Okay. Though Lady Ugiri is certain to be a jovial escort, the excursion would be all the more enjoyable for your company, and safer besides. Okay. Sure, we got nothing to do and we're going to do something similar. We'll go with you. The ambassador has the right of it. He does not like to come to harm with you at his side. Will you join us? Sure. Oh, we get a dialogue choice. It would be my pleasure. I'm quite sure he'll be safe with you, Yukiri. No. I'm sure he'll be, like, he will be safe with Yugiri. Like, Yugiri's a badass in her own right, so it's not wrong. So this is just our, like, attempt to brush him off, but he specifically requested us. Sure, this allows us to keep an eye on him as well, I guess. We get to learn a little bit more of him. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. Simple nod. In that case, I will join you as well. There's not else to do until Lord Hien has reached his decision, and I can think of no final way to learn more about the current state of Doma. It's settled then. The four of us shall make a brief excursion through Yansha. Might we start at the town of Monzen? I would see what has become of Doma Castle. Okay, it was kind of like flooded. Very well, if you'll follow me. I mean, this guy was Doman, so he, you know, grew up here, so we can't deny him a tour. Alright, where... Okay, well, this has to be the way that we go. Honored hero, you seek passage across the One River. Yes. Okay, so we're going over that way. I'm just wondering if maybe there was a different ferry we could take that would send us out that way. Oh, can we not go through here? Okay, no, not this way. The other gates, then. This isn't part of the map. Go through a bit of a detour here to get to where we need to go. Alright, here's the second set. The walls of the gates. Lots of damage and stuff to the walls. Such a pretty area though. The One River is like huge, and I love all like these little waterfalls and stuff like that. Yeah, there's Doma Castle, completely flooded. All right, oops, I've gone too far. I have gone too far. It's like, oh, they're gonna be right out there by the castle. No. Alright, here we are. Yugiri? Would that something could be done about these mechanical soldiers? Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. Jose? I'll admit, I was hoping for a more leisurely trip around Yansha, but if it's a choice between this or listening to my brother rambling on, well, here I am. I choose this. Alright, Asahi. Nay, can this truly be Monzen, home to the cream of Doma's samurai? Yeah, it got taken out as retaliation for the failed rebellion. I had heard that Yotsuyu intended to send some few of our automata here, but only by way of warning. Should not have come to this. Yeah, it should not have come to this. Indeed, her savagery served only to incense the people and spur them to rise up in protest. It was folly to think such methods of governance could ever prove effective. No, but she was put into her position of power knowing what she would do to the people by Xenos. Because Xenos wanted to spur the people to hatred. So yeah. Partially Yotsuyu's fault, but then partially also Xenos' fault for raising her to such a position. And Xenos wasn't looking to prove an effective governance. He was just looking to, like I said, to breed hatred. So that someone would be spurred to acts of rage to fight him. So that he would have a sporting hunt. The sooner we can begin to make amends for the senseless destruction, the better. Securing supplies and support for the reconstruction effort should not prove difficult, once our nations are formally at peace, of course. That would be grand if such harmony that you speak of could exist between our peoples. But you don't speak for the entirety of the Empire, so we can't trust that. Yes, of course. It would have a better... If you would have a better view of what remains of the castle, we must proceed through this, through the ruins. Plural. All right. Okay, now we're going closer to the castle. We started in the outskirts here to be like, behold the destruction. And behold here, more destruction. Oh, you're there. I don't believe for one moment that he came to see the sights of Yansha. The question, what did he come for? What, come with us? Or specifically ask for me? Well, he could be trying to lure us away. We're gonna go away on our own, but he could be trying to lure us away from the main enclave. We could be being distracted right now. That's the only thing I can think of. Or he just wants to learn more about us. Yugiri? Lord Hien would often come here to gaze at the castle. He was but one of the many to take inspiration from its majesty. Yeah, we were with him when he came out to gaze at this castle, and he thought of the plan of flooding it. 'Tis a travesty. A travesty. I remember the keep being so beautiful. In the light of the setting sun, one would swear it was aflame. Not that I ever imagined it was a flame, It is indeed a doleful spectacle. Mayhap we will rebuild it one day, when we have finished helping our people to rebuild their lives. Spoken like a true popularis. The needs of the people must of course come first. He's been decided. Would be nice to rebuild it one day, though. I can concur. Speaking of whom, would you be opposed to my seeing of how they live firsthand? The village of Namai is but a short journey from here, if I'm not mistaken. By river, yes. If you'll follow me, I will ready our boat. Okay, also this guy is walking with us without his guard. Without his guards with him. So he's either super confident of his power or super confident we won't attack him. I mean, or he's just like, well, if the Warrior of Light attacks me and my 2 guards ain't gonna do jack shit. So might as well give her an open show of trust. This excursion has proven to be more relaxing than I expected. Yeah, a little walk around. It has been some time since I last visited Namai. Yet Issei often visits the Enclave with young Asami, his younger sister. Issei being like the orange-clad older brother guy. So we do not want for news from the village. Why are you glowing, dude? Ready to cast off? Oh no. Oh, we are going to be fighting. Let's go on the White Mage. So yeah, we got this new healing garb. I know I'll say it again in case I didn't say it before, but yeah, we got a new cloak here for both the White Mage and for Scholar. I got this off the Tombstone vendor. It's very swanky. I like it. It's got like the White Mage colors, you know, the red and the white and whatever this cool shit is going on in the front, and like the glowy teal. I love the colors on this one. It's good shit. It's a good garb. So yeah, we got this, the main chest piece, and then also pants as well. All right, but you can't really see them under the shoes. All right, let's go then. Whatever shit's gonna happen here with fighting, let's go.